We're going to try this again from the top. Hopefully there's no echo. If you guys can hear us, please let me know. And if there is an echo, please let me know. There shouldn't be, but you never know. It really gets screwed up when it gets disconnected. Anyways, guys, did you see the first place bird? Let me know. Michael Peevler, you are on. If we are on Facebook, let me know as well. I think tonight's the night that the pigeon gods say no show tonight. But let's see. Michael Peevler says hello. And Shane, if you are watching, there's the third place bird. Equal first. Real nice looking pigeon. Condition is super on this pigeon. But again, go ahead, Ricky, take a look. Third in the clock. Nice grizzle.
Wow, real nice. Wow, very nice pigeon.
Almost the same as the first. Same length.
Same, size,
Not too small, not too big. Perfect middle size.
It's a hen, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd make a nice pair.
Yeah. Very nice. Strong vents.
Mm-hmm. And what I was
very nice pigeon.
Told this bird here is from down from the Zolt Pinter bloodlines that were purchased at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Again, Zolt Pinter is from our research, the best pigeons in Hungary are from Zolt Pinter, and these are super pigeons. Yes, Lance does say. Let me see the bird, and I'm going to try and show you underneath. I don't know what's the best way to do this.
You can feel it very nice, smooth.
I'm going to do this for you so you can kind of see just the... Now we've handled the bird, so it's going to be a little... you see, it's just... He is blown out, but again, we've been holding him. You know what? I hate showing pigeons like that. Well, I'm not gonna. Gotta come and see them. Seeing them is believing them, and you see super condition. Again, I don't. This means nothing. Just the birds are in great shape. The bird still has to do the distance, but it's got all the tools. Again, on its third flight, so the first bird and the third bird in the clock exactly the same. This one's actually a little bit further ahead, and people say, well, birds that are brought in late to the races, they don't do nothing. Lance and Shane, they brought their birds. They were the last guys to bring birds to the One Loft race. Them and the guy that was first, Ingram Racing Group. So it's good to see. Bird does look good. Yes, good evening, Henry Ratter. Shane, there you guys go. Beautiful looking grizzle. Wednesday, 200 miles. Can it do it again? That's the question. Definitely has the tools. It's had the training. We've trained with now this race now. They're over almost at 800 miles of road work. So they should be starting to get better. I normally find pigeons start to get real sharp once they've hit about 1,000 miles down the road. There you go. If you want to put it in the basket, you can. Did you guys see the first place bird? If you didn't see it, Ricky can bring it out. Again, post it in the comments. The show works best when you guys participate. But a big congratulations to those winning 17 birds. I didn't go out and get every bird. I knew Shane and Lance were going to be on. So I wanted to show the first place bird, and I wanted to show a bird that I knew people were going to be on to see. So... And again, we are going to give a breakdown of the prize structure for our race. We'll have it up before the finals. Again, it's going to be average speed, and the final race, first drop, will make money. So you want to be the ace pigeon in this race, and you want to be on the final drop at the 300 miles. And what does a final drop consist of? It can be one pigeon. It can be 40 pigeons. We're not sure. We're going to see how the drop is, and the drop is going to split the prize money. But I will say something. At 300 miles, when the pigeons have to do this in 1 week, I don't expect the drop to be big. Here's the first place pigeon. Pencil cock. And again, he is the same way built. And the Ingram Racing Group, again, I was notified. I wasn't notified on what the pairs were out of, but this is 100% Pure Feathers Elite blood as well. Both on the father's and the mother's side. And he is the same way in the wing. Same hole. Actually, he's a bit behind.
Yeah.
He's, what would you say, would he be, about a week?
Yeah, I would say.
About a
A week or so, yeah.
Let me ask you, Richard, when you're looking at a bird's wing, how long does a flight feather take to come up?
Well, when you get on these last flights here, takes a lot more time than those. So I'm saying by the time this flight comes up, I think you're going to be looking at about 2 weeks.
So 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you'd say that would be what, about the last 4 flights on a bird's wing? Or the last three? The last three.
I would think.
And obviously the first, second, and third flights and fourth flights, they come up and open fairly quick.
Yeah.
Do you expect those flights to be open in about, what, a week?
Yeah, I think in about a week.
Week to 10 days. So guys, something to look at. But there he is. Nice pencil cock. But, you know, one thing I like is when we sell pigeons to people, then the people take them home and they breed them. And then they send you pigeons back to race. Mm-hmm. And I feel exactly what I would select in pigeons. I like the feelings. And, you know, I'd love to be at that Big Andy's race and handle those birds that I know that came from Feathers Elite Breeders to feel the confirmation, because I know that they're going to be in super high quality. But the color underneath this pigeon and the muscle, Richard, you've done a fantastic job. And I ask, what do the birds consist of, the main consistence of their diet? Because the feather's a 10, the muscles are a 10. They're not heavy, fat, chunky pigeons. They're perfect.
Well, they got a little more weight now than what they had
Before we started training. I had them on a lot of barley when they got out law flying. They were on a lot of barley, corn, turkey grower pellets, right? Mm-hmm. But a lot of barley in the beginning. It got them nice and buoyant. They loved to fly. They did a lot of rambling. They were going across the sky here like jet planes. They could almost fly upside down. That's how nice they were.
You know, and that's the key to this. If pigeons don't self-exercise, they won't train right.
That's right.
You know, fun fact, you did most of it this year with the birds. Mm-hmm. I was more on the sidelines. You never scared the birds up. You never forced the birds to fly.
No, I didn't flag them. No.
You just let them be themselves.
Out they went. They go up on top of the Twisted Sister, and then they would take off.
There'd be maybe 30 birds would take off, and then another 20 would go.
They went like little
groups, and then you'd see them hook up with each other,
coming back, ramble.
Yeah, and when the bird's trained, I know a lot of people that maybe look at it and say, the speeds in training are slow. The birds take long. The birds aren't coming home and doing a mile a minute. And I noticed with these pigeons, they weren't perfect in training. Did that worry you at all?
No.
Why?
The longer they take in training, the better.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Why? Because they explore.
You know what I mean?
And they're learning.
Yeah, that's right. I don't like to see them racing in training. Like say, I took them out, they beat me home. I like to see them take maybe 10 or 15 minutes or half an hour after I let them release.
And I think also what you're saying is, please don't be mistaken. Richard I don't think he means once the birds have been trained to a certain point, then they need to sharpen up. But in the beginning, maybe the first 20 tosses, 15 tosses, you're okay if they take half hour, 45 minutes, if they get broke up and they're busted up all day.
That's right.
That's learning.
That's when they learn.
That's learning. So guys, there is a point of training, and I think 15, 20 tosses. And if every toss when you start training, if they beat you home on every toss right from the beginning, I'm going to warn you, you are going to have a bad toss coming soon because they haven't learned anything. They need to get busted up, broken up. And if you're having tosses that they are beating you and you're in a big group and they're beating you and they're beating you and they're beating you, you need to break those groups down and make more thinkers. And you'll see the birds, the brains will change. They learn. And these birds here, they've learned very well. They're doing fantastic.
And you got to learn what you call street smarts.
You know?
Uh-huh.
If all those tosses are just perfect. No. I like to see them go out. I like to see them hook up with other birds if they're rambling,
Hey, it's common sense. Any losses? Yeah, we lost a few there on the weekend. I think we're down around. I have to look. Let me look. Let's see how many clocked here today. I didn't even. Yeah, you can put them back. Let's see how many we did. We got back here. We got 94 out of 98. Some came back today. One thing I did like, Richard, when the birds came in, they look tired. They look like they had to work.
Yeah.
But when I did go in today, I was looking at the chicks in the other room. You could hear the cocks cooing. You could hear birds moving. You can hear wing movement. When you look in, birds look like they hadn't even gone. So they bounced back really, really nice. And again, one thing I noticed when the birds had returned, the birds had all the feed they could eat. And the water was topped up. So, when they returned, anytime those birds return, they have all the feed they want that day. Because, you want them to recharge. I know some people like to break the birds down and do this. I don't break them down. I know Richard doesn't. And definitely for this style of race, we're not going to break them down. We're going to build them up, keep them building, keep them growing. Because in the next 5 days, they're going to do another 500 miles. So it's going to be quite interesting. Hello, my friend from Hawaii. How are you doing? How are your races going? But two very nice birds. Again, let's not get our hopes too high on those winners, even the first 17 birds, because the average speed or the ace pigeon could be birds that come a half hour to an hour late. I see a lot of things change. And again, 600 miles in a week is quite a toll for young pigeons. So yeah, we're still quite quiet tonight. The chihuahuas are snoring. They sound like I want to snore. That sounds like I want to sleep. What else you got to say, Ricky? You're going to have to help me tonight. I did a lot of talking today.
Oh, I noticed something.
The other day, I had a red tail. He was flying over the loft, just tree height, circling, and then I don't know if it was a goshawk or sharpshin or whatever, the one that likes to eat pigeon. He shows up, and he's right on this hawk's tail,
Chasing him
around, like trying to get him out of here, right?
So he could hunt the pigeons.
and he must have been
3 minutes on this hawk, on this red tail, right? Trying to push him out of here. And watching him for 3 minutes, that's like watching him for 3 hours.
A long time.
Like that.
3 minutes is a long time. I'm going,
He said, "Get out of town. This is going to be my spot to feed, right?" But we've been lucky though. He's made that hawk
has made a few attempts.
and he hasn't been lucky.
No, and it's that time of year. We had a question. When will the next race be and how far? So the 200-mile race will be on Wednesday. They will be at 200 miles, and then the 300 miles will more than likely be on Sunday of this week. So the birds are going to get just a little bit of time off. But the great thing about this race is you don't have to worry now about losing birds around the loft. You don't have to worry about losing birds to a hawk or in training. The only thing you have to worry about is, do your birds have the power to do this style of race? And it's a great race. Michael Peevler, this is a great comment. Did anyone protest the EOC race, or did they let it go? You know, it's a very, very sad thing that people, they just don't stand up. And unfortunately, I haven't heard any of protests to the EOC. And the 35 members in the EOC, you know, guys, I hate to say this because I sell pigeons. And, you know, this could say, well, you shouldn't say this and that, and this is wrong. But I'm disgusted in all of them, every one of them. From the president to the guy that came dead last, to the guy that was second, to the person that was third, and to the person that was 20th. Those birds got ripped off, and you guys couldn't speak up for your pigeons. So unfortunately, to all the members in the EOC, I hate to say this.
Did those people get credited at all?
I don't believe there was a protest.
Well, isn't there anybody that comes on and don't you know what?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone comes on.
No,
I haven't heard anything.
There's no one from the EOC
Watching this show?
No.
Anybody that
anybody that flew that race, they couldn't say, well, we checked into it. This character is going to be eliminated. It's going to
come off, and the people below are going to get the points
that they should have got.
My question is, who wants to be a protester? Because when you protest, when you say that's wrong, all of a sudden you put a bullseye on yourself. And I found with most pigeon men, a lot of them are cowards. A lot of them, they want to go to the club and they want to bump shoulders with him and they'll say, hey, you know, I don't want to ruffle Oscar's feathers because maybe I buy feed from him. And, you know, I don't want Oscar to get mad at me, or I don't want Bob, the president, to get mad at me because I want to be a good guy. I don't want to cause problems.
I think the first person should know.
Should be Oscar himself. He should come on and just say, look, I won the race. I took the first 14. I am the winner. Even though he admitted he should be taken off. Or say, yes, they took me off the sheet. I'm sorry for my behavior. That's it.
Well, he knows.
He wrote an email to the president of the Combine, and he said, you can take me off if you don't feel it's right. And again, I read another post from a guy, his name is Dave Booth. He said we shouldn't be saying anything bad about Mr. Oscar DeVries because he got his truck out there and helped haul the truck. Well, and he did do that, but he just didn't do the rules properly. He didn't follow the rules. He did a great thing to haul those birds. And a guy that was a higher up on the CU executive, and a guy that knows how to throw a man out from winning a national because his manual clock isn't working right. Poor Bob Eddy. I believe it's Bob Eddy got robbed of that. Oscar knows every rule that there is. He knows when to send his birds, which way the wind's blowing. He knows how to build a $400,000 pigeon loft. He knows how to get buyer's feed. He knows how to buddy up with some of the top lofts in Europe. He knows that. And he knows those rules. And you know what he did? He cheated. He then put it to the EOC and said to them, let's see if you'll correct it.
You cowards.
You cowards. And you know what? Every member in the EOC, sorry guys.
Gets a free bag of feed.
But every member in the EOC, unfortunately, you were all cowards because you didn't stand up for what was right in pigeon racing, and it got cheated. And that's pretty disgusting. I don't know. One day you'll all figure it out. When you beat Oscar, and he's second to you on a very important race, he will find a way to put the screwdriver to you. And you know what you'll say? Son of a bitch. Those Zonegans, they were right, and I didn't stand up.
Speaking of Zonegans, How is Zonigan doing down in Australia?
Ricky, I didn't think you were going to say it. Guys, we got super footage. Super footage. Here he is, the legend of Zonigan. Take a look at him here. He is streamlined.
Yeah.
Okay, even from the back end, he looks very good. And I like how Stephen and Heather Collins did this. Now, Heather Collins gave me shit because she is the trainer. So, Stephen, you're lucky you have such a good wife named Heather Collins to train dogs. Because take a look as Zonigan puts on a show. Enjoy this, guys.
That's the dog's name. They named him
Zonigan. Well, they said we need a winning name.
Wow.
Here we go. Zonigan at the track. Enjoy this 1.5 minute coverage. Brought to you by Stephen and Heather, or Heather and Stephen Collin.
Go through. And the runner's just about right for race 4, Warrigal. And they're all in now. Green light is on. Lures into motion. They're set for the 4th. Ready. Racing. Even Dispatch. Back to about 4:30. Veloce Rocks pace out wide. Zonakayan has taken over from Rothwell Paul Invictus Blue the fence. And now Veloce Rocks is hooking 3 deep.
Way in the lead.
Grey Chief follows it about 5 lengths. Little Chatter, Blue Car Key. And last of all was Cheeky Chompers. But on the turn and swinging deep here. But still with a big lead. Zonakayan about 2 or 3 clear. Veloce Rocks is back to the inside as grinding home. But Zonakayan's in front and has won. From Veloce Rocks, who worked home nicely. Invictus Blues got up to run 3rd, and 4th in will be Grey Chief. Just ahead of Little Chatter, who passed a couple. Rothwell Paul, Blue Car Key, and Cheeky Chompers.
Yeah.
And no time available
Guys,
on race
you
4.
see him. He goes right to the lead right away.
But the winner, though, is number
And he
7.
takes a
Zonakayan
horrible
for
wide
Heather
turn and
Collins at
spills in the lead.
Wide turn there.
and
Take a look at him
$5
from this
would be-
angle.
Well, there's the value in the early quaddie
There he
anyway.
is,
And the
right in the
last
lead.
leg was 750 out to
Look at him go.
61,
Look at
back
how
into
far he is,
41
way
on
out
the
ahead.
And we'll stand by for
Ooh, look
what
at him.
will happen with a tote
He
here. I
didn't
think
even know
that's
what track he was on.
going to be reducing a bit Zonakayan, but still a decent win divvy coming up if you've found it. 7, 5, 1 at 8. The interim numbers will chase up some times anyway.
And there you go. It took him 19 seconds, 0.13 to do that. So big congratulations. And as we do this show right now, Heather and Stephen are at the track with them because right now it's Tuesday morning and this dog races against the champions of the week. So the first prize that he won was $1,600 for that race. But right now he's at the track now and he's racing first prizes for $10,000. So let's see if he can win with some more money on his back. Stand up for your rights, says Dave Crozier. The audience is very, very quiet. We're going to go another couple minutes and then we're going to wrap this up. Now you're racing dogs. No, we're not racing dogs. There were people that came on our Pigeon Boss tour. Heather and Stephen Collins from Australia. They came last year. They did the whole tour. They're into greyhound racing. That's how they make their living, is greyhound racing, and they have pigeons as a hobby for fun. And they surprised us and said, we named a dog after you. And the dog's so far at 2 races, he's got to win. So let's see if he'll win today. We'll let you guys know, because if he does win, he's going to be, what will he win? $10,000. Good race.
Very nice.
Yeah, and you know, it's so funny. We watch that race, and you can't go here and watch greyhound racing.
No.
I guess it's the greenies that ruined it. And that's pretty sad. People's, if you actually look at dog racing compared to horse racing is, I think, a little more cruel. They whip the horse, they beat the horse, they make the horse go. These dogs just have to do it on their own. There's no whipping or beating. But, of course, the greenie people that are out there to save the environment and save everything and save everything going on, they took something as beautiful as dog racing and they put an end to it. Because I'd tell you, I'd love to get into it because it looks like a lot of fun. Jeff McCann, this is a guy that came on our Pigeon Boss tour, and I'm going to ask Jeff, what did you think of our Pigeon Boss tour? Let the people know what you think. And Jeff did not lie. Again, I will say, he did mention that there is a woman that worked at Boeing, because that's where Jeff works, that worked there for 75 years.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. It's incredible.
What was her last name? Bowen?
No, she was just. I don't know. I wanted to ask Jeff. Jeff, did you ever meet the woman that worked there for all those years? Jeff's going to tell us that he went on a date with her or something. Let's see.
And Jeff's been working there a lot of years, eh?
Jeff's been there 45 years.
Oh,
Jeff is the only one that can take her out. Jeff says it was a first-class AA trip. Jeff, I'm going to ask you this question. Are you going to try and beat out the woman that worked there for 75 years? Do you think you can do it? And is that one of your life goals? Can you imagine the story she had after working there 75 years?
oh, wow.
She's seen them come.
She's done everything there possible.
Jeff said yes, she worked on the 747 line.
Whoa.
Interesting. If Jeff says he's thinking about trying to do it, he could probably do it. That's a long time at one job. Yeah, it is. Can you imagine? She started there, and she never left. Like, you know,
She had, last I heard, I don't know if she's still living. She's like 94 years old.
I know.
Something like that. So, holy jock. And she must have started working there when she was 15.
But my question is, do you not have to retire at a certain point? Don't they make you, or can you just keep going?
Probably.
Better keep going, yeah. They had to have, right?
That's incredible.
I bet she had a month's vacation a year. She wanted.
Yeah, I probably will ask Jeff.
Probably had her dental, her teeth.
Probably rebuilt 4 times.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about how many airplanes she worked on. I mean, when did Boeing start being in business? I think they're a 120-year-old company. Or a 100-year-old company. She was a coordinator on the 747 line. Super nice lady. So I take it Jeff met her. We got a Chihuahua here that's got real problems coughing and sneezing. She's trying not to cough, but she's coughing. If you hear that in the background, that's what that is. What else is there to say tonight?
Not much.
No, not much. I feel the audience is not in it tonight. We're kind of not in it tonight. Well, we've had a couple big shows. And again, as who asked? As Michael Peevler asked about the EOC. Yeah, it is a shame that nobody stood up. Not that I heard of.
I don't know why the
Canadian Racing Pigeon
Union
doesn't step in.
and they probably know about it. They should step in and say, wait a minute now. Yeah.
Hey, it's funny. I talked to 3 or 4 people that were in that race. Mm-hmm. They all said it was wrong. And they said it to my face. On their own. And not one of them, I don't think, stood up. They just let it go. Hey, like a fart in the wind, right?
Yeah.
I guess
The guy could pee in your pool and you'd still jump in and have a good swim, wouldn't you?
I think so.
That's, you know what I mean.
But I mean, that's not talking about pigeons or pigeon racing. But it is something in the pigeon into a store. Would you try and stop them or
somebody's trying to steal your car.
Yeah.
Say, hey, go ahead and steal it.
Or someone needs help crossing the street. Do you help them or do you just let them?
when you watch somebody get hit by a truck,
You just say,
Oh
let
well.
him get hit, let him get hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
we don't want to get fired up on this.
Do we?
No, we're not trying to get fired up, but I'm trying to get people here into the show. I don't know what they're looking for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I can't figure it out. It's a quiet crowd, so. I think, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. We've been on for an hour. We had some technical difficulties at the start. Race number 2 will be flown on Wednesday. Again, obviously, weather permitting. If the weather is no good, they'll move it back to Thursday. But it looks like we will get a race in. There says some rain on the course, but not until late in the afternoon. The birds will probably have an early release, probably 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And don't go too boring. Wait, don't go to boring or the Legion to pick up chicks. Don't go to Boeing.
Yeah.
Don't go to Boeing or the Legion to pick up chicks. Dave Crozier says, don't go to the Legion to pick up chicks. Dave, how do you know?
Boeing.
Or to Boeing. I guess because the lady was there for 75 years, you won't want to go there to pick up chicks. Have a good one, says Jeff McCann. Yeah, you guys have a good one too. We will talk to you guys next Monday night. Hey, next Monday night, we're going to have people that won. Or next Monday night, we're going to have people that won our race, won the Big Andy's race. And we'll have a lot more to talk about, and we'll go from there. So that's Richard. I'm Ryan. Sorry, guys. We need you guys to participate to play. It makes the show so much better. We'll see you next Monday night. Good luck, everyone, this week in the races. And thanks for flying with us. Have a great evening.
Have a good one.
Bye for now.